Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the 4 most important roles within change management and what you can do to drive organizational change. Let's get right into it. So, in the last video I've talked about 4 different roles in change. First being the change manager, second being the project manager, and that's sometimes where people think it stops. But then we have the change champion, and that's you, and the change leader, or also the line manager. So what are these roles? What do they need to do in change management and in organizational change? And what can you do to drive organizational change? First of all, the line manager probably has the #1 role when it comes to organizational change. In fact, studies have repeatedly proven that without good sponsorship, without good leadership, change is about to fail. So as a change leader or line manager, you need to balance business continuity with the growth, the evolution, and the transformation. That's a hard act to do, and your focus is all about people management. You are the conduit back into the rest of the organization, making sure that all the teams are slowly adapting and utilizing the new practices. The skills that you need to have to support organizational change are predominantly around leadership skills like communication, public speaking, problem solving and decision making as well, and empathy, relationship building and trust. If people don't trust you, you're going to have a hard time to overcome their fear response. You're going to have a hard time to really let them open up and share concerns with you. And ultimately, these 3 skills then help you to manage risk and resistance. And that's your role within organizational change. The best way to act as a change leader is to lead by example. Don't just tell, but show people how to lead change. Ask your team for help. It is okay to be vulnerable. And last but not least, please appreciate people's effort, not the results. That taps into the growth mindset and it allows people to try and get better. Now, my favorite role in the organizational change to make use of, because people are usually not utilizing it enough, is you, and that's the change champion. Change champions can come from all walks of life, all levels of the organization. Those are people that have the right attitude and the right beliefs about the change, and they want to bring others along. They might not embrace the idea of that particular change to start off with, but they have enough energy and they're curious enough to get cracking at it and get going. So as a change champion, you often are driven by the curiosity to seize an opportunity. As a change champion, we're often in line for the next leadership role, and we really stand out as the doers and the proactive people. So your role is to role model the change. You're not doing everything, making decisions and solving problems like a change leader, but you are role modeling good change behavior at any organizational level for the people around you that might be struggling a little bit. Your #1 skill that you have to have is relationship building and trust building. So to be a good change champion, you want to put your fingers out in all the organization and build relationship. Have your ear on the ground and hear what people are talking about. You are going to influence and inspire others, and that's sometimes tricky when you're not there direct and you don't have leadership over them by authority. So you're influencing without the authority. You got to have good communication and particularly good listening skills. And overall, you're going to be straight in, I don't want to call it war zone, but you're going to be in the most active zone of the organizational change where lots is happening. You're going to be like that conduit between the leadership, the project team, and your colleagues. So you need to have resilience. But once you've been a change champion, you're going to get hooked and you're going to probably make a career out of it. Lots of change managers, lots of consultants have started out as change champions. So it's a great career move as well. If you liked the video so far, please make sure you hit subscribe so you keep up to date with any videos about change management and change management solutions by us. Project managers sometimes don't understand that they play a strong role in change as well, because they are so much focused on the project deliverables, the scope, the schedule and so forth. They need to work hand in hand with the change manager in order to bring the people along, make sure that communications is proactive and consistent, and also make sure that all stakeholders are getting engaged. A project manager can totally benefit from having a change manager by their side, someone who is running around and making sure everyone's happy. A project manager's main focus is to deliver the scope on time and budget, so they manage that iron triangle. They will really focus on the project schedule and the project plan, do the project management, delegation and team management as well. So there is an aspect of people management, but their focus on the organizational change will be all around the lens of risk management. So good change management does mitigate risk, as we've learned in the last video, and that is why a project manager is interested in change management as well. So they also need to have good data analytics and insight skills, because based on what's coming back from the change champions, the change leaders and the change manager, they may need to find a rerouting of their change management plans and adapt to some of the reality in the execution phase. And last but not least, we've got the change manager. Do not confuse the change manager for the only person that has responsibility over the change. They do not wear the head of change. That's you, that's every employee in the organization. But a change manager is a specialist in organizational change and the psychology of change. So a change manager is very much focused on increasing the adoption and realizing the benefits. So not just delivering the deliverables of the project, but making sure they're being adopted to and utilized by the organizations as a new normal. And when that's happening, that's when the benefits and the ROI of projects flow back to the organization. There's a heavy focus on stakeholder change readiness, engagement, conversations, communications when you're a change manager. So it's really about seeing the project through the eyes of the stakeholders and bringing everyone along on the journey. Obviously, as a change manager, you need to have change management skills, communication skills help, even design and copywriting skills help, but resistance management is probably one of your key focus areas as well. So again, you're going to build relationships and trust, and you're going to facilitate, maybe even train and coach people to get them through that barrier point of knowledge and ability in order to really get people to adapt to it. What can you do as a change champion to support these 4 roles and to support successful organizational change? It's really as easy as 1, 2, 3, I want to say. Spread the word, so make sure that the information that's available about the change is going through all the little corners of your organization, so no one's being left out. Connect the project team to the teams and the leadership. Really make sure that information flows smoothly and that both sides being heard in a dialogue. Ask questions. Cannot actually say this enough. Ask questions. Often the questions that are being asked are the key reason that organizational change succeeds. If you're too scared to ask the questions, you're probably too scared to face the elephant in the room. So ask questions. Those are your 3 things you can do. If you like this video, please hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with any videos that we put out on change management. Happy change!